now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Hello, my internet fans. I am back in the sport after 2 weeks of work. Had to come back, otherwise, you guys would have forgotten about me.
I pick on you enough when you're not on the show, so there's no chance of that happening.
Indeed. Let me say thank you for filling in. You did a great job over the 2 weeks
Thank
that
you.
I was gone, and you're going to continue doing that as always. Stat Boy approved, without a shadow of a doubt. We have got lots to talk about in the sports world today. We've got golf. There it is. We've got golf. We've got tennis. We've got NASCAR. We've got XFL. We've got USFL. We've got NHL, NBA, MLB. You see ESPN? Who needs them? You've got us. I love it. So let's dive into our first topic, and I believe it is
Tennis.
Tennis. In the tennis world, the GOAT of women's tennis, Serena Williams, is announcing she's going to have a baby. Her and her husband, Alexis Ohanian, who is the co-founder of Reddit, 5-year-old. Her name is Olympia. She was born in September 2017. In the tennis world, they are currently finishing up the Mutua Madrid Open. That's in Spain. And next week, they start up in Italy. Italiano. Hey, what's the matter you with the Italiano? We play the tennis. I used to watch tennis, honestly. Only the big four, though. Wimbledon, the U.S. Open, the French Open, the Australian Open. The biggest problem when I was watching, of course, was grunting. I mean, you would think the ladies were almost being attacked or otherwise. I know in the karate and martial arts world, they call it a kia, or a hiya, So a little bit of screaming releases the endorphins and puts a little extra spin on your ball. At one point in the 90s and the 2000s, they would go to the ladies and say, you know what, you guys got to tone it down because it's getting a little bit too adult on the tennis courts.
Oh, please. I mean, some of these people need to get out there and see what kind of energy it takes. A tennis ball as hard and get the spin on it that they want, as hard as they do, to get it across the net to the other side of the court to try and get the other person to screw up. Shoot. I mean, think of some of the energy baseball players expend, when they're swinging that, making that connection. I'm surprised we're not hearing grunts from them sometimes. I can watch Major League. You get to hear it. Go back to the 80s and watch Major League and with Tom Bergeron, and you hear him grunting in that last one he does. But it's a part of some of the sports when you expend that much energy, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Well,
the same people need to get out for fresh air and nature under the feet.
The good old-fashioned get laid. Like, let's just go there. Getting laid will solve everything.
Well, it solves a lot of things, especially stress. I don't know. Just saying.
Another thing in the tennis world, of course, they were also saying that sometimes the ladies' uniforms were a little bit too provocative. Come on, really? I mean, we have better things to worry about what they're wearing or what they're not wearing.
I mean, if you want to get on tennis players, female tennis players, about their uniforms, if they're wearing the tennis skirts with the Spanx underneath them, why don't you look at what the majority of your cheerleaders are wearing now?
There you go.
I mean, I've seen swimsuits that cover more.
Right.
So
I do believe, I think there was one, Anna Kournikova, I think was her name. And when I was watching, I thought that I think she did either a Maxim or an FHM spread. Now, don't get me wrong, beautiful woman, but I believe to her defense, or she might have even said that she enjoyed the photo shoots more than playing tennis. And I think she almost wanted to date one of the Iglesias brothers. I don't know, but for some reason, she just irked me the wrong way back. This was like I said, mid-90s or 2000s. But, and now with Serena, expecting a child and semi-retired, I think, it's just not the same anymore with her on the court. And tennis now has evolved. There's a new sport out here in tennis. It's called pickleball. Pickleball is becoming a big thing. It's tennis, and apparently the rule is you can play pickleball on a smaller court, and in the front half of your side of the court, you have to volley the ball. And in the back end of the court, you actually like it's kind of like tennis on steroids. It's really cool, and if I ever get the chance to try it, trust me, it'll be a blooper reel for sure.
Yeah, and we'll take pictures of the bruises that we can appropriately show.
Yes, indeed. Let's take a look.
Pickleball, though, is not that new. It's just getting bigger.
Indeed. Let's take a look at some rankings.
Yep.
If we could.
Our top 10 men in the ATP. Starts with Mr. Fritz. I always do it backwards. Sorry, guys. But it's still Taylor Fritz from the U.S. I think I have a ranking update, but that's okay. Then Felix Auger-Aliassime from Canada.
Oh, Canada.
If you're going to sing, I'm going to quit.
Okay. I've done a lot of annoying to do for the past.
Yeah, you've got some time to make up for it. I understand. Yeah. I understand. So why is my stuff not matching up? Well, we've got Jay Sinner, H. Rune, Rublev are your 10 through 6. Go ahead, Mike. You're the Greek. Number 5.
Stefano Tsitsipas.
Tsitsipas from Greece.
He's dropped. The last I saw, he was 3rd. Now he's down to 5th. What's happening
he dropped
here?
Down to, hey, well, you win some, you lose some. You got to get adjusted, right? Rude is number 4. Hi, Zach. Medvedev is number 3. Alcaraz and Djokovic is still maintaining that number 1 spot. We're going to jump
took some time off for Orthodox Easter. That's why he didn't play.
Well, that's permitted. That is permitted. We don't. Hey, Pop. We don't frown on anybody following their religious beliefs and having to take time off to observe those. We take time off here and there for our own. Despite the description of pickleball, the use of steroids in competitive athletics is neither condoned nor advocated. Completely agree. You did say pickleball. You did say tennis on steroids. There are no performance-enhancing drugs involved, to the best of our knowledge, and we don't condone it.
It's a fast-paced game. I said it was on steroids, but that doesn't mean pickleball players take steroids.
That we know of.
All right.
Let's go ahead, and since we've kind of been talking about the ladies as well, let's jump over to is it the LTA, as I've been corrected to recently? Oh, you're having fun in the control room? Is that allowed? You're working. You're not allowed to have fun at work. Oh, wait, I do that all the time. Scratch that. Okay, I'm sorry. It's the WTA. Again, starting with going to 1. So I'm starting at the bottom. I'm backwards. The left of your screen, correct? Bottom right?
Right.
Whatever it is. Number 10. Kvitova. Oh, boy. I'm presuming this is Russia or Belarus or one of those countries that I can't pronounce names in. Kvitova, Sakari, Kasat, Rybakina, and Golf are 10 through 6. Yeah, Jobur, Pegula, Sabalenka, and Sweet still holding tight to number 1. Go, ladies.
Well done indeed. If I was having the fun I had planned here, I definitely wouldn't be able to appear on camera, but I digress by the shirt JJ did.
Gotta love our producer.
Yes,
Gotta
we do.
love our producer. I mean, without him, we wouldn't be here.
Hello, Zach.
Hey,
Welcome to this.
God made it.
Look at you, all cleaned up and ready to go. Good job.
Traffic.
As all you see on the ticker,
Horrible.
we are monetized. If you want to send us a super chat with a question, we will immediately stop what we're doing. We will acknowledge you, and we will respond to your super chat.
Give you the best we can.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for becoming a YouTube member this morning or this afternoon. Well done indeed. He's got
Very
the
good, very
exclusive
good.
content with Renegade. Well done on that. All right, what's next?
Nice.
What's on tap next?
Next, I believe we have golf.
Golf. All right, let's see what I have here on
Yep.
golf.
So our top 10 men in the PGA Tour, they just finished. Oh my gosh. There it is. All right. Now my phone is being stupid. Sorry, guys.
Well, I have that the Wells Fargo Championship is coming up soon in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, that
Max
starts on
Homa,
Thursday.
Max Homa was the winner. The ladies are going to play in the Hanwha Life Plus International TPC Harding Park in San Francisco. Here was a fact that I did not like. The purse for the men when they play, $20 million is up at stake. But the ladies in their tournament are only playing for $2 million. That does not seem fair at all. Why can't
It
why
is
can't
not fair.
why
It is
can't
not
we
fair
pay
at all.
equally? What's up with that?
It has, if I remember right, maybe I'm thinking soccer.
Mm-hmm.
It come up though. It's more than it has been in the past. However, they are still not being treated in most places, still are not being treated as equals to men.
That needs to stop.
And I think that there's men in power somewhere who run all this stuff and this is just my personal opinion, folks. So if I offend anyone, I apologize in advance. Without women to be here to help be supportive, there would not be people around to do this stuff, or else how are you going to reproduce? Without a woman, you can't have a baby to grow these champions.
Very true.
I'm going to go back to an I Love Lucy episode. Equal rights, equal pay. A woman can swing a golf club just as well as a man can.
Yep.
I will
Very
say
much
that
so.
right now. Okay? Anybody can, okay? A woman can swing a baseball bat. A woman can throw a spiral. A woman can kick ass in martial arts. So
That part.
yes, there you go. We're all agreeing on this one. So, look at what Stephanie McMahon accomplished. I mean, she ran the business. Okay,
Right.
You gotta pay them equally.
Wasn't there a
Down
bill
the line.
on the table?
There's what?
Wasn't there a bill on the table last year for women to get paid equally in sports as men? What happened to that bill? We just throw it out the window?
Well,
If it's
let me
political,
just
probably
say,
so.
the majority of our representatives are male.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
Fair enough.
There you go. Let's go ahead and go back to the top 10 so we can.
So our top 10 gentlemen on the PGA.
Yes, thank you. Let's get back on track. Let's not divert into politics.
We are not political. We have our opinions, but we try not to be political here. All right. Spice, number 10 with Alatoris. There's been a change here because this is a name I don't know. Alatoris is what I'm going with. Smith, Homa, and Fitzpatrick, 10 through 6. Starting at number 5, you got Schofel, Cantlay, McElroy, Scheffler, and Ram is still holding that number 1 spot. Perfect. Yeah, we're going to jump over to the LPGA and get the ladies' top 10. And again, ladies we've got leagues for them. Now, I understand that we keep them segregated because there's some advantages men may have over women, but it would be interesting to see some sports go co-ed or have some co-ed tournaments, just those turnouts would be.
It's not a bad idea. I like it.
All right. So our top 10 ladies, starting again with number 10. Do I need to actually look up some names here? That's okay. No problem, Jeff. Thank you. So what we've got here is Hataoka, Kim, Chun, Thompson, and Henderson, 6. Starting with number 5, Lee, Korda. We have Elko number 3 and JYko for number 2 and Thitical for number 1. So there's been some changes from the last time I updated the ladies' rankings. But hey, well, we're in there. We're going. Yes.
Yes, sir?
I was praising it.
Oh, you're praising it. Okay.
All right, we'll take it.
What's next?
Next, we have our FIFA updates.
Football.
Not American football. Football throughout the rest of the world.
European
I
football.
think Zach's got something on this one.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I do. Did y'all guys see the story about Lionel Messi?
Yes.
Lionel Messi got suspended for 2 weeks for taking a trip to Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Just for going to Saudi Arabia? He's out 2 weeks? What's so bad about that?
You got to be authorized in soccer. You got to be authorized to do everything. You probably got to be authorized to take a pee. But just, that's just how it works.
Come
on.
So, yeah, he was suspended for 2 weeks over an unauthorized trip to Saudi. We'll leave the wrestling update to you, Jeff, unless I've got a really good story. He asked to be able to travel to the Arab Gulf to honor his sponsorship deal as a Saudi ambassador. And Galtier and sporting director Louis Campos gave him the green light to go in the result of a win or draw, but not a defeat. Because he lost, he was not allowed to go.
Oh, come on. That sounds like a childish kindergartner rule. That sounds so stupid. That sounds like,
Yep, that sounds like me saying, okay, Mikey, you have to eat all your vegetables if you're going to have some ice cream tonight.
I don't want any vegetables.
Then you don't get any ice cream.
You reverted me to a 5-year-old in my own sports bar.
I love it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm patting myself on the back for that one.
I can bring you back. You can bring me back to adulthood, Mikey.
Yes. Even better. We're going to put it to music. A little bit of Pink Floyd. Oh, awesome. Mikey, you froze.
No, I didn't.
Okay, there
I'm
you
good.
are.
I'm good.
Okay. And apparently, and to one of my friends back in Southern California who's a big soccer fan, and she's a big Chelsea fan, apparently they're
Chelsea.
not doing very good.
She's probably a hidden Arsenal fan.
Yeah. This title, this headline simply says the Chelsea were shockingly bad, but Arsenal warned Manchester City the title race isn't over.
Everybody knows it's all about Man U anyway. Man U is the best team.
Amen.
Oh Lord, don't go there.
It's all about Man. As much as I would love to jump on the full bandwagon for obvious reasons, I go with Man U. Okay.
Okay.
If you know, you know.
Statement that's been made all
Gosh,
day.
why would I like Liverpool? I have no idea.
Could it be because of these fabulous 4 boys that started music out there?
Yeah, they had trouble in Germany before.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
I'm waiting for Pop to say something about this, honestly.
All right. Oh. Yeah.
Love you, Pop.
Yep. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead and bring up 10 for men's soccer. Do we have that our top? Thank you.
Yes, we do.
So as you can see, the U.S. is not in there.
Boo.
Because we're not soccer players. We're actually American football players. Okay. Excuse.
Yeah,
that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Number 10 is Spain, with Portugal taking up number 9, Italy, Croatia, and the Netherlands rounding out the bottom 5. England, Belgium, Brazil. Wow. Number 3 with France, number 2, and Argentina in the first place position.
I remember Argentina. They won. I think they won the recent most Cup, and actually Pope Francis got to meet the Argentine team because he is Argentinian, and they're just happy to be there. But let's also let's break this down a little bit, okay? Spain is a soccer country. Portugal is a soccer country. Italy, soccer country. England, hello, David Beckham. Brazil and Argentina, they all kick soccer balls before they crawl. So, of course, they're going to take over the top 3.
Well, Brazil is also the soul of the world, so I'm kind of surprised they're in number 3. So maybe they're just, I don't know. I don't watch soccer. I can't watch them kick the ball across the field like that for hours. But I admire their stamina to do so. Their athleticism and their stamina is awesome.
Soccer matches can get boring. That I will agree with. You see them barely kick the ball around, and you're just waiting for a tackle or whatever. Other than that, it can be exciting also on the flip side of it too. I mean, when they tackle each other when they tackle each other, it makes a rugby match look like nothing, because they hit the ground hard on the
Argentina's fun. They're the Ric Flair of soccer.
Oh, the Ric Flair of soccer. Okay.
Right. What's
all right,
next?
I might have to try and catch a match. And for the women, here we go. Women. Our women know what to do here. Number 10 is Australia, followed by Brazil, just behind Brazil, Netherlands, Spain, and Canada. Our top 5, starting at number 5, is France, England, Sweden, Germany, and the good old US of A's got the number 1 spot. Let's see how long we can keep it.
And I hear they're the front runners for the women's World Cup that's coming up, or there is some big women's tournament coming up that even President Biden gave them a shout out. So when the president says something, it must be a good idea that they're going to win something. What's next? What's this? Pop says? Hold on. Pop said something. Liverpool. Oh, come on. Pop knows how to put me in my place, but along with everybody else in the circle of the Casa D-18.
Good night, folks.
Thank you, Pop.
I'm done. Thanks, Pop. Love you, Pop. Moving on. 7-0 in a soccer match?
So, the FIFA Women's World Cup, Australia and New Zealand 2023 begins the 20th of July and runs through August 19th.
There you go.
So there we
Definitely
go. Hi, Ryan.
Welcome to the Sports Bar. What's next?
Let's see. Up next, we have a mess.
A mess?
Yeah, because I can't remember what I have next.
A mess. A mess. It
Let's go
sounds
to
like
the
the
NBA. All right. These are the
When aren't we a hot mess? Oh, yeah.
It happens, folks.
NBA.
So as you can see, the Nuggets are playing the Suns. They are up 1-0, I believe. Let me quickly bring up my note on that.
2-0.
2-0. Excuse me. 2-0 on that one. The Warriors and Lakers start their series tonight. I'm actually gonna. I'm hoping, and I'm gonna say this on camera. I hope the Warriors take out the Lakers. I am done with the LeBron
Amen.
show. I'm hoping Curry just makes so many winners that good old Jack gets out of his seat at the crypto.com. He did make his return to crypto.com arena, and they put up the here's Johnny and the Whaley sitting at courtside like he always does. The Heat, they are at 1-0, and the 76ers and Celtics are at 1-0 as well. There are the games. The Heat and the Knicks are currently playing right now on TNT. And
They're
again,
in warm-ups.
They're in warm-ups. And, of course, in a couple hours, about 2.5 hours, the Lakers and the Warriors. It's the 6 versus the 7. Now, usually, that would be a series that nobody would want to watch. But because it's California, it's the city of Los Angeles versus the whole state of California. So I give the edge to the whole state of California. This one little city that it's a state on its own.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
the rest of those matchups, you've got the Heat and the Knicks, the 76ers and the Celtics, the Nuggets and the Suns, the Warriors and the Lakers. On the other side of the fence, if I can get this to work right.
So their rent gets upped. What? How do you figure on that one? Just because they win, you want to put more money into the crypto.com arena and not the Staples Center?
Yeah.
I think we need a little bit of explanation on that one, producer guy.
Okay, producer guy, what did you do?
The building is still owned by, okay.
Gotcha.
AEG, yeah. AEG Entertainment.
Did I cover them all?
Yes,
I
you did.
I covered them all. Okay.
Yes, you did.
All right. Miami is currently leading 1-0 for the series. Philly is 1-0. Denver 2-0. And of course, the Warriors and Lakers start their series tonight.
There you go. Since the other occupied sports can't seem to advance in it. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We know who you're talking about.
Don't get
All
me
right.
started.
And just a brief note, because there is a little bit of a to-do, and I know it's been covered, or I'm sure it's been covered, not by us, but the Minnesota Timberwolves, somebody threw a temper tantrum as they lost the series. Makes me ashamed to be a Wolves fan. Anthony Edwards has been cited for third-degree assault after their loss. He swung a chair that allegedly hit 2 employees on his way to the locker room. There were no serious injuries. He's supposed to go to court in December, be in court in Denver. However, they're doing more deeper investigation into this. If you've watched any of the videos, it's difficult to see that actually made connection with anybody.
That is true. I did see it's hard to tell whether he grabbed the chair, whether he threw the chair. I believe that you would need what is called in the sports world irrefutable to overturn a call. So I did see some condition, and unfortunately, we're not allowed to show the footage due to copyright laws and issues and all that. But I saw him do kind of like a 360 move, and I saw some lady with blonde hair duck, and I might have seen a grimace, like the chair hit her in the leg or something happened, but I saw one victim or one person get hurt. And they showed it from like 3 different angles and this is all on multiple podcasting sites. I didn't really get to see the footage on ESPN or anything like that. So it's going to be hard to prove. Huh?
It's what it is.
In a follow-up, he's now booked for Backlash with coverage.
That would be cool. That would be very cool. He might actually fit in if that's what actually happened.
There you go.
Oh.
See, these players, in the heat of the game, a bad call, a good call, or an indifferent call, these guys are hyped up on their own adrenaline. I mean, if they make a shot, they're going to want to run into the crowd and celebrate with their fans. If they touchdown, if they miss the game-winning catch, if they get hit, something either way is going to happen. Okay, saying that he's totally at fault, something else going to happen off what he allegedly did. Also, you got to remember, this is all alleged. This has not been a problem. All we have is footage, and you can't really tell. And if you can't really tell, then you can't really say. So, things sadly happen. Did somebody get injured? Yes. We just don't know all the total details because the camera did not pick it up in time.
Right. And so, hey, Anthony Edwards, if you catch this at any point, rein in your temper. You are an adult. Save it for the locker room. Don't let it be seen in public.
There you go.
Just a piece of advice for anybody going forward. If you got to lose it that badly, try to do it in private by yourself where nobody gets hurt except for maybe if you manage to, I don't know, hurt your knuckles hitting walls. Just a thought, because then you wouldn't be dealing with something like this right now.
Exactly.
It's better for your reputation too. I mean, now you're going to be seen as a hothead. If you say anything like his Hollywood namesake, his victims can always hit the ER for help.
ER was a great show.
That was a good show. All right. In other basketball news, from the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler will not be playing tonight. He's got a sprained ankle. How is that going to help or hurt the Heat? I'm not sure. Just a little note that he is not going to be there this evening.
If he's a star player,
he's the starter.
There's no iron team, so one player should not ruin everything. But it happens. Injuries happen.
Yep, they sure do. Oh, thank you, Pop. Let's see. WNBA is coming up.
Yes, it's the women's team.
Yes, they mentioned last week they've completed their draft. Their regular season starts on May 19th. This is the current schedule for opening weekend. They start their actual preseason games on Friday. Friday starts the preseason, and I'm just kind of excited to see what the ladies can do. I did have something, if I can find it, on. I can't think of her name now.
If you need a few minutes, I've heard that local star out in LA, Snoop Dogg, is looking. That might be bad. It might be hockey though, but I think he's getting involved with the WNBA as well. I want to say it's more though, but he's trying to get into some kind of business because I'm seeing Los Angeles and I'm thinking of the Sparks, and he represents the. So if that helps stall for a little bit.
because I found it. And
Okay, good.
I mean, it was kind of big in the news, and the fact that I blanked on names is just more proof that I'm getting old and losing it here, I think. Or maybe it's the brain damage, maybe both. The Knicks are the favorite. Ooh, DraftKings have the Knicks. There you go for your NBA finals. Brittany, is it Grenier of the Phoenix Mercury. She's partnering with Bring Our Families Home to champion safe return of wrongful detainees overseas. And she has also stated that she will not play overseas again because of this mess that happened with her.
Good.
But she is back. She's home, and she will be playing. She will be playing. She's just not planning on going overseas again. With that, we've got our upcoming games. We'll kind of keep track of what's going with the ladies for preseason, and we will definitely be bringing you updates with the regular season once it starts.
Power rankings for the WNBA. Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, we got as much love as we give the men.
That's right. What's next?
Oh, up next, we have one of our favorites. I believe it's Major League Baseball.
All righty. Major League Baseball. Here are the rankings as of yesterday. Tampa Bay still in the lead, 23-6. Followed by the Pirates at 20-9. The Orioles are 19-9. The Braves are 19-10. The Brewers are 18-10. The Blue Jays are 18-11. The Rangers are 17-11. And Dori's team, the Twins, are 17-12.
Woo!
The Dodgers, or Los Dodgers, as they were called a couple years ago, 17-13. The Diamondbacks are tied with the Astros, the Mets, and the Marlins. They are all at 16-13. The Diamondbacks have got the most runs at 145. The Astros and the Mets are tied at 135.
The Trash Stros.
The Trash Stros, get it right.
All right, fine. The Trash. They're making me say that. I'm actually being nice, but they're saying it. So there. Has given up only 109 runs, and the Mets have only given up 126 runs. The Marlins have not yet breached the 100-run mark. They're at 99. The Red Sox and the Padres are at 16-14. The Red Sox have a 40 lead, 169-129. The Yankees are at 15-13. My Angels are just a little bit above at 15-14. Yeah, there you go. The Phillies and the Yankees are even at 500. The Yankees have placed Aaron Judge on the IR due to a hip, so he might be out for about 10 days or so. That might affect my baseball fantasy league, but let's face it, my team stinks. Dori Lou's team has the best head-to-head record at 6-1. I'm at 6-1. Therefore, I'm beginning to hate fantasy sport. We'll get to that. Yeah, I know. We'll get to that in just a second. The Indians, excuse me, not the Indians. Oh, God. Here we go again. The Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, are 14-15. The Mariners are 12-16. The Reds are 12-17. The Giants are 11-17. Are 10-17. The Nationals are 10-18. The Cardinals are 10-19. The Rockies are only at 9-20. They have not breached the 10-game winning mark yet, along with the White Sox, who are 8-21. The Royals are 7-22, and that other team across the bay in Oakland are 6-23. So, as stated again before. There you go. Yes.
Yes. I'm planning on seeing this soon, as soon as I can.
Yeah, we have not gone to a movie in a long time. We need to go.
Well, you and I haven't. Tyler and I just recently went and saw Super Mario Brothers.
Yes, went and saw Super Mario.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and they did a lot of great 80s music in it too. And I know people are hating on it because it's more a princess story. There was quite a bit of focus on Mario and Luigi, but it was a little more focus on Princess Peach. But I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And there's a teaser for a sequel.
There you go. Also in the baseball news, the pitch clock has been active for 1 month, and this has shaved off 30 minutes of game time. So that also helps the game along. Yeah. Oh, yes. The players are also most of them are enjoying it because of the infield shift rule. A lot of baseballs that are hit up the middle are actually now getting up the middle. They are because if I remember correctly, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. The rule is, I believe, the infield or the shift cannot move until the ball is in play. A lot of times the infield will, basically go from side to side, or they will move in anticipation for the ball. But if they're not allowed to move until the ball is struck, that ball's going to get right by them, and you've got yourself a base hit. Not very many players have been called on clock violations. There have been a few, maybe less than 10% or so. But the majority of the players have said, and there is a report on ESPN about this, that they are here, that the game is shaved down 30 minutes, because at least that now took possibly 3.5 hours is in some cases going to 2:45 or 3 hours, gives you more time, to get something to eat, get out for traffic, all that good stuff. Afternoon games that are played, they're home before 5 o'clock. It's a good little, interesting little addition to the game. So it's working out well. When it comes to the fantasy, Dori Lou's No-Dak twins are doing the best in the head-to-head contests. She is 6-1. She recently had a 3-game. She's on a 3-game against our friend Colin from work, who has his team name is the Soggy Waffles. She called them the Soggy Waffle Bottoms, which I think is an improvement in that. Me, on the other hand, my team, I don't know what I need to do. I need to focus more on baseball, but hockey, of course, is the pro in the fantasy world. Zach's part of this is too with his what's your team name again, Zach?
Trouts.
The Trouts, yes. I've got Judge out in play. You're actually gonna probably get some better action there with Otani-san and Mike Trout in the baseball world.
I have a couple of updates for the baseball world. Now, keep in mind, these updates are from the 26th, so there could have been changes, so I apologize for that. I didn't see any updates on these 3 quick stories, so we'll leave this. Seattle Mariners left-handed pitcher Robbie Ray is out for the rest of the season for flexor tendon surgery. For those of us who do not have a medical background, your flexor tendon are the cord-like structures that go from your forearm. I'm very bad at this, sorry. Thank you, Mikey, that'll work. From your forearm, across the wrist and palm, into your fingers. These are the muscle structures that do all that flexibility and movement. But he will be out for the rest of the season pending that surgery. And then, so we wish him the best in Robbie Ray. Heal well, come back soon, but don't overdo it. And then we have for my boys, the Twins, the Minnesota Twins. Pitcher Kenta Maeda, he's only 35 years old. He has 10 earned runs in 3 or more innings before he had to exit with muscle soreness and discomfort in his right arm. This is a couple days ago. So I know the Twins are playing right now, the Twins are playing right now. I did not see if he is pitching, but he did have to step away from a game a couple of days ago. And right now, no, he is not pitching. But that muscle soreness and discomfort in the right arm could be leading to other issues. So we're hoping for the best for him as well. And the last piece I have, Pitcher out of Arizona for the Diamondbacks, Zach Gallen.
Mm-hmm.
As of April 26th, he had pitched 28 scoreless innings. Again, that is of the 26th. Let's see what else he can do. I don't have any other updates on that at this time, but we'll be keeping watch.
Good stat to have. If you're a pitcher and you can't get them to score, hey, you're doing your job. All right. Yep. What's up next?
Well, you want to know, you want some current, we got several games in process right now. You want any updates on those?
Sure. Let's get a quick live look in as to what's currently happening today.
Today, right now, at the end of the third, the Twins are at the White Sox with no score. The top of the first, the Angels are at the Cardinals. The Angels are currently leading 1-0. At the bottom of the fourth, the Pirates at the Rays with the Rays leading 1-0. At the top of the fifth, you've got at the top of the fifth, you've got the Braves at the Marlins, and the Braves are winning 2-0. At the end of the third, the Cubs at the Nationals with the Nationals up 1-0. Top of the third, Guardians at the Yankees. Go Guardians, 2-0. The middle of the
lose there and judge, and look what's happening. The Guardians are already winning. I knew it. That's cursed.
In the middle of the third, the Blue Jays at the Red Sox. The Red Sox are up 1-0. The bottom of the first, the Orioles at the Royals with no score. You've got the Diamondbacks at the Rangers and the Giants at the Astros. They are in warm-up. Later this evening, you've got the Brewers at the Rockies, the Reds at the Padres, the Mariners at the A's, the Phillies at the Dodgers, and the Tigers has been delayed.
It's probably raining.
It's probably raining. All right, welcome back. And that is your current baseball updates, Major League Baseball updates. We are going to move on to the XFL Finals.
All right. The Defenders became the North Division champions as they beat Seattle 37-21. The Roughnecks, they won 26-11. So now we have the final matchup set, Arlington and DC in the XFL Championship on May 13th. There's the rest of the group. The Sea Dragons and the Renegades at least got to the playoffs, and the Battlehawks, the Brahmas, the Vipers, and the Guardians all did not do well. I did not find out as to Battlehawks. They were tied at 7-3. Why they did do the playoffs, I did not get to look at the tiebreakers on that one. But see, it is raining in Michigan. There you go. That's why the Tigers aren't playing.
And yes, but they're not the Roughnecks. They're the Rednecks.
No, they're in some places, redneck is okay, but no.
That's profiling it wrong.
Well, that's because last week I called them the Rednecks instead of the Roughnecks, and so it's kind of stuck. That's how Ryan picked his team. Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, we got a super chat. Thank you, Ryan, very much for the $1 super chat.
All right.
Got to crawl before we walk. $1.
Yep. And so those finals are in 2 weeks, correct? Or is it this weekend? I can't
11
remember.
days, May 13th.
May 13th, we will have the XFL finals. So we won't have any updates for XFL next week. We'll bring you the playoff finals after they happen. With that, we're going to jump over to USFL, who is just getting started here. Your current rankings: New Orleans Breakers, followed by the Birmingham Stallions, Michigan Panthers, the New Jersey Generals, Houston Gamblers, Philadelphia Stars, Pittsburgh Maulers, and the Memphis Showboats. For our week 3 matchups, you had the Breakers at the Stallions. The Breakers won that 45-31. The Showboats at the Gamblers. The Gamblers took that one 30-26. The Pittsburgh Maulers at the Philadelphia Stars. The Maulers took that one to 13. Then you've got the Generals at the Panthers. The Generals won 28-13. And in the USFL, they do their offensive Team Players of the Week. And I have that right here because I want to tell you why they're their special Players of the Week. Yep, that's our team, Ryan.
I did notice that this was my first time looking at the USFL. The team names was really got me there. Jeff, if you could put the graphics back up there for a real quick second, so a little mini rant there. And I also want to say that the Breakers are 3. The Stallions, that sounds like a great name. And a horse is a horse, but a stallion
of course.
is a stallion is a horse beyond a horse. Okay, the Panthers in Michigan, they got the Panthers. There you go. The Generals, that's a good Army name for a team. The Gamblers, now Houston does not strike. Oh, stop staking. I'm not getting that far into it. Houston does not,
Jeff, I'm glad you're having fun.
Houston does not strike me as a gambling town. Now, yes, Houston is in Texas. Texas is the Old West. In the Old West, they used to play poker, which was gambling. So if that's the scenario for them, more power to you.
Texas Hold'em.
There you go.
Gambling is gambling. How about that? The Philadelphia Stars, I would put the Philadelphia Generals, I guess. I don't know. The Maulers.
Hey,
Pittsburgh hasn't mauled anything over the years. And then the Memphis Showboats is a good name for the showboats and the riverboats that go down the river. So there's that.
None of those teams matter. It's all about the Breakers.
Well, yeah, because they're your team, because you're in New Orleans.
And they run the league.
And
Yep, we can't say antebellum anymore because it's offensive. All right. Our offensive player for the week comes from the New Orleans Breakers, running back Wes Hills. He rushed for 191 yards, which is 5 yards per carry, and 3 touchdowns. I understand why he's the offensive player of the week. And it comes up to, it breaks them all. I'm not going to go into all that. Our defensive player of the week is from the Pittsburgh Maulers, linebacker Reuben Foster. 11 combined, 2 for a loss with 2 passes defended and an interception. Ooh, interceptions. Those could be good for somebody and somebody else. Your special teams player of the week, also from the Maulers, is their kicker, Chris Blewett. He's a former Washington, and he made all 5 of his field goal attempts, including a 50-yarder. He tied a USFL record with his 5th field goal of the game.
He can kick.
All right, and that's your update on the USFL. All right, folks. Jeff, do we need to take a break before we run into the next part?
No. I mean,
okay.
we got NASCAR and the NFL and NHL left. I think we're good. I think we're on pace.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say at this point because we're going to talk about stuff I can actually be involved in the conversation for. So I'm good now.
All right. Okay, folks. This week we had the big NFL draft.
Oh,
we're going to the draft now?
I had NASCAR next, but okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's back up then. Let's go to NASCAR. I'm sorry. I skipped my own roster.
Yeah.
NASCAR. The Craftsman Truck Series does not run in Dover, so they got a break. However, they will be back this weekend. They will be racing on Saturday in Atlanta.
Yes.
Atlanta? Did I say that?
One of the good things about Atlanta, the racing, the speedway. Unlike the food choices down near Centennial Park. Anyway. I'm
sorry, it's not Atlanta. They're in Kansas. Kansas City.
I've never been there, but I will carry on Wayward Son anyway.
Your top 10 from your Xfinity series, which was your Saturday race. Daniel Hemrick, Sam Mayer, Brandon Jones, Cole Custer, Sammy Smith, John Hunter Nemechek, Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, Josh Berry, and Ryan Truex. He was your big winner for the Xfinity Series on Saturday.
God, I love the Truex boys doing their thing this weekend.
I'm sorry?
Indeed, they do.
I like how the Truex boys doing their thing this weekend.
Yeah, they did great this weekend.
Because Marty won the race, won the Cup Series race. So
yeah. So Josh Berry, as you can see, ran both races, and he had 2 top 10 finishes. So great for him. So the Cup Series, which actually ended up running on Monday because I think they got rained out on Sunday.
Yeah. Yep. It rained it over.
Josh Berry, Chris Buescher.
Yep.
Did you spell that wrong, or did I do it wrong?
Buechner.
Thank you.
I may have spelled it wrong. I was having issues toward the end of the ranking stuff, so I apologize.
No problem. Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, William Hamlin. I did that wrong. Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, and Martin Truex Jr. So again, awesome on the Truex family.
When Keselowski is the only really bad apple in the top 10, I'm here for it.
Hey, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
so this weekend they are at the Kansas City Motor Speedway.
Okay.
There is no Xfinity race this weekend. Xfinity will be back on 13th in Darlington.
Yes.
Craftsman Truck will be running Saturday in Kansas instead. And of course, we have your Cup Series running on Sunday.
Yes. Rain and shenanigans.
Yep.
Standing.
Now for the Xfinity, these are your top 12 that are going for championship right now, starting with Sam Mayer, number 12. 11 is Daniel Hemrick. Riley Herbst in 10th, Sheldon Creed in 9th, Justin Allgaier in 8th, Josh Berry in 7th, Cole Custer in 6th. You've got Jeb Burton, Sammy Smith, Chandler Smith in 5, 4, and 3. Number 2, John Hunter Nemechek, and number 1 is Austin Hill.
There you go.
For your Cup Series, it's your top 16 that are going for the championship right now. And look at that. My team has one of their racers and the drivers in the number 1 position.
Not my team.
My team.
Stop it.
Shush.
Stop it, Michael.
Number 16, you've got Chase Briscoe. Behind Alex Bowman, Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick. Number 9 is Ross Chastain. Number 8, you've got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And then Joey Logano. Number 6 is Tyler Reddick, followed by or just behind Martin Truex Jr. and number 5. Christopher Bell, number 4. William Byron, 3. Kyle Larson, number 2. And Busch of Richard Childress Racing in number 1 position.
At least it isn't Kurt Busch. Now, you know what though? Hey, you know what though? Like I said, I'm not going to tell anybody who like or dislike a NASCAR because I was apparently supporting a cheating team for all those years. So what do I know? But,
yeah, right.
But Kyle Busch has definitely improved by leaps and bounds.
Definitely, he's calmed down a lot.
Yes.
He has calmed down a lot, and when his earlier years with him being such a hothead, I could not support him at all. But
I will not deny his racing ability. It's when he pulls all that drama outside of the track, or when he goes to defend himself, or when he intentionally puts somebody into the wall. That's where I lose. That's why I have all this Kyle Busch hate. Okay,
which he hasn't done since he got married and had the kid.
Yeah, fatherhood has changed him. He has calmed down, and he's not doing that anymore. So
I will give him. There was I believe it was the race after Daytona, the second race of the, where he actually won and he actually behaved, and I actually gave him a few points. But I've also fallen out of it. So I will praise him. I will give him a chance. Like I said, I'm not totally burying him like I did with Tom Brady. He's way down. He's dropped on the stat boy shit list, if that's going to be a thing. But
you're sure coming out for the championship network, stat boy shit list. We'll make it a thing next quarter. There you go. There you go.
But if
Yes.
if
You will acknowledge him, Michael. You will acknowledge him and his improved attitude.
Yes, you will. And just for because I have the information here, he did not do so hot in the race there at.
He did not.
He finished 21st.
Yeah.
He finished 21st.
Yeah. He had a rough weekend in Dover, so it is what it is.
It is what it is. But you know what? Next weekend is a whole new race, a whole new track. We'll see what happens.
All right. So before we move on to the NFL draft, which is our semi-main, I will let the person in the green room know we will be getting to your part of the draft discussion here momentarily. So be ready, green room. All right. Carry on, kids.
All right. Yes, we do have a special guest coming in to join us here in just a few minutes with the NFL draft.
Right.
And with that, take it away, Stat Boy.
All right. So big draft weekend. Here are your top 10 players that got drafted, starting at the bottom, number 10 to Chicago. Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from our new hometown, our residential state of Tennessee, the Vols. The Bears get an offensive tackle. The Eagles took Jalen Carter, defensive tackle from Georgia SEC.
No shock there.
The Falcons picked up Bijan Robinson, a running back from Texas.
Yes.
The Raiders picked up Tyree Wilson, defensive end from Texas Tech.
Make sure you say the next college right.
What's that?
The Cardinals drafted. Make sure you say this college's name correctly.
Oh, yes. The Ohio State.
The
Ohio State.
There you go.
The Ohio State picked up Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle. He's on his way to Arizona.
Yes.
The Seahawks drafted Devin Weatherspoon, cornerback from Illinois. The Colts drafted Anthony Richards. I don't know what position that is. That might be a mistake on mine. Middleback from the Gators. And then the top three, two of them came from the Crimson Tide.
Roll Tide on that.
Linebacker. He went to Houston. Houston had the first two of the first three picks. CJ Stroud, middleback from the Ohio State. And, of course, no surprise, the number one draft pick, Bryce Young, middleback from the Crimson Tide. He is off to the Carolina Panthers.
I will tell you what, I am not usually going to praise the Crimson Tide because Lord knows I don't need to have Conrad Thompson go off anymore because goddamn. And by the way, if you watch My World this week, Bryce Young is on the topic list when we start the show, no doubt about it. But Bryce Young's he's so good. It's ridiculous how good this kid is. He is going to cause a lot of terror and mayhem without a doubt in his new home of Carolina. So there you go.
And also, I figured let's make our panelists happy here. So we put together lists from our residential state of Tennessee. Of course, Darnell Wright went to Chicago. The other big news, it's a quarterback, not a middleback. Hendon Hooker. Wow. He is a quarterback. He is off to the Lions. That is big news for the Lions. They might need someone to back up Goff. This kid, he's a third round. He was in the top 5. So if that does not give a boost to the Lions this season, they've been progressive in the past 3 seasons. This one should push them into the playoffs this season. If you've got a Vol on the Lions, I am definitely going to take a good look at this kid. Jalen Hyatt, of course, wide receiver to the Giants. Cedric Tillman to the Browns. I'm pretty happy about that. And Byron Young, defensive end to the Rams.
All right, so let's go to Mikey's favorite team. Oh, that's right. Joey, let's go to your favorite team in the NFL.
All right.
Well, my favorite team is never going to change, but I have to expect our bandwagoner to jump from the Cowboys to Detroit if Hooker starts doing.
Well, I have another reason at the Vikings. I mean, look at your first 2 players there, Jordan Addison and Mekhi Blackman, wide receiver, and 2 of them from USC.
Right.
Fight on, USC, Trojans #1. I mean, I technically was a Trojan before I switched to a Bruin, so
he's kissing all the ass today between the channel owner and the show and the producer. He's kissing all the ass.
Ain't
I
that
will
the truth?
gladly take a case of chapstick for all the ass kissing I'm doing, and I don't really care.
Trouble is though, part of the mix of that is actually UCLA. If you want to talk about your niece's mother, because that whole household will be UCLA all the way, and then we'll have issues going forward. So there is that. But yeah, there are a lot of good draft picks all across the board. Dallas picked up a shit ton of draftees, so I'm here for this list. Good grief. Mossy Smith, Shoemaker. I botched that guy's name because I forgot to correct the spelling, but it's Overshown. Fahongo. I mean, a lot of great picks across the board. I'm happy. And again, a lot of these kids are, probably not going to see the field during the 17 weeks. They're probably going to be in the practice squad and they'll move or they'll get cut or whatever. But one person that I know both of you are eager to talk about, and especially our green room guest, is the gentleman that went to Buffalo.
Yes, there he is, the newest member. They waited forever to bring this kid in. As if you remember, a few months back, Alex put out a very nice statement that we read on this show that he was going to enter his name into the draft. And basically what ESPN did was they would tell what positions each team needed. At the beginning of the draft, Alex was in the top 35 at his position of cornerback. Then every time a cornerback would come up, his name would get closer and closer and closer to the top of the list.
Right.
Hey, Big G.
So it's like, when are they going to pick him? When are they going to pick him? When are they going to pick him? And I was at work, and I was tracking the draft as best as I could. And let's go ahead and bring in
Our guest.
Let's go bring in our guest. No, it's not Alex, unfortunately, which we are trying to get him. The proud uncle of the newest Buffalo Bill, Aaron D. Trucker, Double A. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty damn good, Mikey. How are you?
You're doing great, man. So here's the scenario. I sent you a text, or you sent me a text. You wanted to know what was going on, and we're like, he's getting closer and closer and closer to the top. And then finally you sent the text. It's like, it looks like I'm going to have to get Buffalo gear. I immediately took out my phone, saw that it finally happened. What the hell took so long? That's what I want to know.
You know what? I don't know. I really don't. I was following the tracker in real time as I was driving, and just when I was just getting ready to park, I saw my nephew's face and name pop across my phone, and if I wasn't strapped to my seat, I probably would have leaped out of it. But
Right.
I'm happy for him. I've stated before, I wanted the Lions to pick him up because, hell, they need a fucking defense. I'll be the first to say.
Right.
As a Lions fan, I'm, diehard Lions fan. Their problem has never been with offense. How do we know this?
No.
They get on the boards every fucking game. Hardly ever you see a shutout. They need a goddamn defense, and I believe my nephew would have been a good installment for that.
It's true.
However, either way, there's words cannot describe how proud I am of that kid. I remember watching him play from the first time I seen him play, like years and years ago when he was only like 9 or 10 years old, playing for the Long Beach Browns, and I'm watching him going up and down that field, and as a linebacker, and he was just killing it then. I remember saying to myself then, I'm like, this boy is going to end up in the NFL one day. And lo and behold, this past Saturday afternoon, it came into fruition. So, only thing I can say is, hey, Alex, if you're watching, good luck out there. I know you're going to shine and show everybody who considered picking you up or passed you up why it was a bad idea to not select you.
And Alex has an open invitation. All we got to do is, send him a tweet. He has an open invitation to come on the sports bar whenever he wants. He did do a very brief press conference. I believe it was on Instagram or on YouTube. Eventually we can put a link out there. He's a very humble young gentleman. His family has raised him right.
It was YouTube. It was YouTube.
Yeah. And when they put him on the field, I actually would love to see the Bills have a chance. And if that kid sticks around and we get a ring under, that is in his first season, that would be the ultimate to go from the Browns to the Jackrabbits to the Beavers to the Bills to a Super Bowl ring. I got high expectations for this kid. I tell you, man, I'm loving it.
It's very cool to have somebody in the extended family get in the draft. That's awesome. Aaron, the irony of you being able to be here today is not lost on any of us here on the Casa or the Sports Bar, as Mikey freezes. So that's awesome. I can go ahead and keep talking here. Where did it go? I just had it. Oh, so this week's Throwback Thursday that JJ runs every single Thursday on the channel. So last week was the last episode that was produced of a Hardy conversation that him and Chris did all those years ago. This week, filling that slot in its absence is the premiere episode you guys did of Double Down with Double A.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be coming up as part of the Throwback Thursday block this Thursday over here, right here on the Casa D-18 Studios. So the irony of Aaron being here is perfect.
See, I see those icons pop up on my screen all the time. I never knew what they were. I never watched it.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
there you
so,
go.
yeah.
Throwback Thursday. We got to check it out for Double Down with Double A.
Yeah. So basically, in our expansion, if you will, we got permission from Aaron to air classic No DQ content, some of my old content. JJ took a lot of the stuff from the Casa back when we were doing 10 years ago, as well as our partners, Noah and James. So whatever content we've got that's in sequential order, that's what JJ puts it together for the package every week. And it happened to be that last week, him and Chris's show ended its 9-week run, and darn. But there's a slot to be filled, and Double Down with Double A was the next in the production line that he's going to put out there. So there you go.
Here's a fun fact about the Hardy conversation that
Uh-oh.
I think only Mikey knows.
Oh, God.
I think only Mikey knows about this one. But
I'm in trouble.
everybody knows how Chris would just like completely swing from Jeff Hardy's nutsack.
Oh, God, here we go.
Oh, yeah, I think I know where this is going.
Well, anyways, I created a Facebook account that was up just for around this time.
Oh,
I don't know what happened to it. I think it got dismantled. But I created a Facebook account just so I could leave a question for Chris, where I ripped into Jeff Hardy, and the Facebook account I made up was a picture of CM Punk holding up the world title, and it said Hardy is a poser. And everybody, including Bailey, was in on the joke, and I don't think Chris knows to this day.
Well, he does if he's watching now, so congrats, Chris. There you go. Oh, I'm in trouble if I ever go back to Miss Henderson again. Anyway, Lord. Well, anyway, Aaron, again, congratulations to you and the entire family. That is beyond that's just fucking awesome, man. That's too cool for school.
Yeah. And don't be surprised. We're all going to wear Austin jerseys.
Hell yeah.
We'll definitely be watching for where he goes from here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was actually on the Bills website a couple of days ago to see if I can, order a jersey. Obviously, they don't have one for him yet, but I'm gonna have
Well,
one
no.
made. But I don't know if he's gonna be using his same jersey number from college or reach back from his Pee Wee League and use that number. Well, his college number changed like 2 or 3 times.
Right.
So
As
I
happens.
don't, you know, so I don't know what his jersey number is gonna be. I want to find like as soon as I find out, I am going onto the Bills website and having one made.
That's awesome, man. That's too cool. I love that. That's great.
Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
Well,
Indeed. All right.
Again, Aaron, thank you for popping in. I know you're on that on that trucker schedule. We can hear the road noise in the background and hear you doing your thing. We thank you.
Actually, I'm parked for the day. I just I got the engine running so I can blast the AC.
Oh, perfect. Even well, yeah, because it's hotter than shit outside right now. All of a sudden, it went from winter to summer in about 2 seconds here in
No,
California.
we went
especially.
back. Yeah, no, we did the reverse. We were starting to get a nice spring, early summer, and we're back in winter now.
Oh, that's bullshit. Yeah.
See,
Crazy.
see right now in Reading, it's kind of humid because it's hot, but it's also raining.
Aaron, as we've discussed with you previously and whatever, as a recovery, you understand this. I am convinced that this was a thing. Mother Nature had a New Year's Eve bender, and then her bipolar prescription meds lapsed New Year's Day, and she hasn't been able to go get them since. That's my theory. Because weather's been fucking crazy for the first quarter of this year.
Everywhere, and
across the country, it's been nuts.
Yeah.
So
And
that's what I'm convinced of.
Hell, I was driving from Vegas a couple of months ago, and hitting like the Mojave Desert looked like fucking Colorado.
Right. Dude, Aaron, you know where I stay. The only other place I've been besides staying with you guys was here in Santa Clarita.
Fucking Grapevine. I hate that area with a passion.
Yeah. It snowed. It snowed in my front and backyard on my birthday, dude. That's how crazy this weather.
Lucky you.
Well, not really, because it didn't stick, and it was just problematic because I couldn't leave the damn house.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And when I finally tried to leave the house after they cleared the damn tree out of my driveway from the freaking rain knocking it down, here came the snow. It's like, I'm going back inside. This ain't worth it. Hell with it. Not bothering, pissing off Mother Nature. She's already done pissed off enough, apparently. So.
Yeah, and Aaron, I understand with some of the I'm going to say road hazards you deal with the weather conditions, because Zachary really hates driving I-80.
Oh God!
Because of how often he's had to get stopped because of snow.
80 is a bitch. I've been on 80. It's not happy.
80 is a bitch. I hate 80 with a passion, especially going through Donner Pass.
Yeah.
Yep, he hates Donner Pass.
Right.
The worst for me, I don't care what the weather conditions are. I don't care how the traffic is. Are those little ass fucking cars that I call chihuahuas that want to cut you off. I'm sorry. I could be, I'm right now with my truck and the load that I have in my trailer. I am 70,000 fucking pounds.
Jesus.
Sorry.
You would not stop it on no dime.
No.
Sorry, but not sorry. But if you're driving a little fucking Prius, then you need to hit the fucking gas and get the fuck out of my way. Because if I barely nudge you, you're turning into a fucking beer can on wheels.
That's right. If you can fit under the undercarriage of an 18-wheeler, just get the fuck out of the way.
Yep.
Keep on moving, kids.
So just a public service announcement for all of our drivers out there. Beware of our truckers. Give them some room.
Or you will hear this.
There it is.
Good way to end out that segment. The horn blowing. One segment to go.
Yes, Aaron. Again, thank you.
We do have to.
I got other truckers looking at me like I'm fucking crazy right now.
Well,
so I'm sitting at the fucking truck stop.
Well, yeah,
hey, that works. Whatever works. Thank you, Aaron. We love you. I miss you.
Yeah, I miss you too. One of these days, I'm gonna try to get out to fucking Knox County and go where see if Mikey can possibly sign me in a fucking Dollywood or something. I don't know.
There you go.
Hey, well,
Always
and you
get
know
right
what?
in. There you go. There you
You're
go.
in. You know it.
I'm with Ripley's now, so you want to
There
go
you
do
go.
Ripley stuff? Let me know.
Oh, of course, without a doubt. I wanted to stop.
Absolutely.
I wanted to stop last time I was passing through Knox County then, but Hurricane Ian was fucking me up. So.
Well,
You know what?
Aaron,
Next time you're in the neighborhood, we'll get you here.
We will.
All right.
well, Aaron, for what it's worth, just because Knucklehead in the upper left it can't get Disney, somebody can sign you into Disney if you ever do make it back to SoCal for a visit. So there is that.
I'm in SoCal all the fucking time.
Yeah.
My mail still goes here.
Well, hey, I was gonna say, Anaheim ain't too far from anything. You ever feel like popping back in, dude? Let me know you're here. We'll make it a thing.
All
There you
right.
go.
Good to see you,
Thanks,
brother. As
Aaron.
always, be safe out there on the hazardous roads, my friend.
All right.
Stay cool, stay hydrated.
Yes,
Yep.
hydration. Yes,
All right.
love of God.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Aaron.
Bye.
I did
All
get the
right,
link to the press conference. We'll definitely air that in on social stories. So thank you for sending me that. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
One final
All right.
segment left, and then the good old hockey game. It's the
That's
best
right.
game you can play, and the best game you can play is a good old hockey game. Let's take a look.
And Daniel understood my Prius reference with the truck, so thank you.
Let's take a look at the current tournament standings in the NA. Okay, what?
Hold on.
I guess Mikey doesn't read the private chat. I want to talk really quick about the NHL award nominees. Really quick.
Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
Kopitar got nominated for the Lady Byng Sportsman Trophy. That's awesome. Kopi is all deserving of that. But how in the hell somebody like Bergeron, who had a good year, not even going to deny him, whatever, gets nominated for the Selke, which is basically translates to the best defensive offensive player, like the best defensive forward, basically, is what that translates to. How in the hell does Kopitar not get nominated for that with his freaking points? Fucking ridiculous. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I shouldn't be that cruel to the people in the NHL awards. I realize their bedtime's 10 o'clock back east. They got to go memes before they actually watch Kings play hockey. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Bunch of old codger mucker feathers. Anyway, current Stanley Cup playoffs, 2023, baby. We are in round 2.
Yeah, we are in round
Let's put it
2.
up there because we got.
I'm trying to
here. As you can
So-
see, the Kraken took out
Yay!
the Champions
Woo!
in 7 games. The Stars sadly took out the in a game 7 or in 6 games. The Knights were the first team to advance. They took out the Jets.
Boo.
And sadly, the Oilers took out the Kings.
Boo.
It happens. Yeah, I know. In the East, the President's Cup curse is still in play as the Bruins were eliminated by the Panthers after having one of the greatest seasons ever.
Ever.
The Maple Leafs took out the Lightning, the Hurricanes took out the Islanders, and the Devils took out the Rangers.
And not only did Boston lose that series, they were up in that series 3-1.
Yeah.
That's some major bullshit.
In any Game 7 scenario, a 3-1 lead is supposed to turn into victory. However,
What did they do? Stop playing?
I'm almost wanting to quote the Joker in the mob scene of The Dark Knight. Hey, Boston, what's the matter?
Balls drop off?
Yeah. I mean, come on.
So, but just look at this for a second here. The defending Stanley Cup champions knocked off by a wild card team and an expansion team in their sophomore year at that.
Yeah.
With all respect to the Minnesota Wild for coming into a playoff series, not expecting to go any further than they did as far as from the general fandom. They put up a hell of a fight.
Yes.
Thank you.
But I loved the Dallas versus Minnesota versus the Stars dynamic. That was good shit.
I actually did see a guest at work. He was actually wearing a Dallas North Stars shirt.
Right.
So I yelled out to him. I yelled, "Go Wild!" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Yes." You know.
Nope, he
And
is
so
a
that,
Stars fan. He just refuses to conform to geography. Good for him. Again, Toronto made it past the first round for the first time in almost 20 years. My dad's picked them
Yeah.
every year since we stopped winning cups. So I'm here for Toronto going all the way. I really am. Carolina's good. You know, I like Carolina. Jersey, whatever, the Devils. The series I'm most mad about, obviously, is the Kings losing. That always sucks for me. And Saturday was very, very hard for me. But what makes me mad, I have to root for Vegas. I don't want to root for Vegas. I don't want to do these things, but I hate Edmonton so much. Yeah, just, I can't help it. And if Vegas does win that series and Seattle wins their series, it's expansion team versus another expansion team in the conference finals, which does bangers for the West. So that's cool. I dig that.
Indeed. And currently right now, the Panthers are playing the Maple Leafs 1 in favor of Florida with about 6.5 minutes left in the second period. And of course, the Kraken and Stars, they start their series in just over an hour. And then, of course, the remaining matchups start up again tomorrow.
And as you mentioned, we'll talk about Toronto. There are two very, very great entities that have either reside in or come out of Toronto, and they both synced up to help the Maple Leafs do their thing the other night.
There you go. Trish Stratus and Lord Stanley's Cup.
That is a wonderful shape in that picture, and the cup looks good too. Anyway, damn, I love her. Thank you, Trish. Always thank you, Trish. Always. Anyway.
Hashtag thank you, Trish. Yes.
Damn right. Hey, Becky, how's the milk carton status going? Anyway.
We've made it to the end. It's time for Dori Lou's positive weekly delight.
Maybe. There it is.
There it is.
Woo-hoo.
Ready, Dori?
I am always ready.
Take it away.
There you go.
All right. So keeping that positivity going from Miss Maya Angelou. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude.
Damn right.
I'm not changing my attitude, but there's some things going on that I'm not liking with something I deal with. So I've made a change. So I'm not dealing with that as much. I'm trying something new.
If you don't like something, you can change it. It's the serenity prayer.
Yep.
Grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the strength to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Yep.
Amen.
Or, if you follow NASCAR racing, the wisdom behind the bias of those who refuse to get the hell out of your way, which is acceptable as well. So,
Yep. So there's a lot of negativity out there. We see too much negativity. We want to keep that positivity out there. So share a smile with a stranger. You never know. You just might make their day.
Exactly.
Indeed, we do.
And in that vein of positivity, I do want to throw out a couple of promotions that aren't anything to do with us, but I do want to support our friends.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
So our buddy Lizzie Valentine, who I've known, this longest standing friendship I have in wrestling. Like, I've known her over 20 years. I love Lizzie to death. She is currently in the running to be on the cover of Muscle Fitness Hers. You can go to the link there at the bottom, Miss MS Health Fitness and Fitness.com, and check out her link there. You can also vote. Better to vote through Facebook. I linked it on my business Facebook. You get a free daily vote through social media. You can also do a warrior vote and donate to those disabled veterans in need that Muscle Fitness is supporting. So give Lizzie a little love there. Also, my lifelong, and I mean lifelong family friend, Nikki Stevens, who works for Fender Play, is currently offering new lessons to Skype and Zoom students. So limited space. So message her over on Instagram at Nikki_Nacho_Stevens. On behalf of my son, who was a student of hers, I can vouch for her awesomeness. Now, we didn't get to finish with Dylan because his school schedule, her work schedule interfered, grossly mismatched. But we are working on getting back together with her because her mother to make a long story short, her mother was our cashier at Vaughn's when my mom was literally carrying me into the grocery store every week. So
Aww.
yeah, I've known her family for my entire 40 years, and she's a year younger than me. Nikki is. So
Very
saw
good.
them at work last week. They came into Disneyland to check out the parade for the umpteenth time, and ended up riding home with them and had a long talk about stuff. So I love them. I can't support them enough, and I can't encourage everybody else out there to support them as well. I love Nicole. I have for many years. As far as the promotional self-loving shows, because we got to do that on this show. JJ is in a month of showcasing the Duke himself, John Wayne, over at Renegades Reviews. Yesterday, his review of The Big Trail featuring John Wayne, Marguerite Churchill, A.L. Brendel, and so many more went up prior to Monday Night Raw. You can check it out now on demand here on the Casa. Tomorrow, he will be covering Stagecoach. And Friday, just prior to our dad's presentation, John Wayne's Hondo, which is one of my favorites of all time, will be on Renegades Reviews. And his new release Saturday, once again, showing for everybody, both the Casa and the company, Peter Pan and Wendy, a Disney Plus original over Renegades Reviews. I have not watched it yet. JJ apparently is going to watch it right now, as a matter of fact, as we're airing this. So he's watching it at home, getting ready to film his review. I plan to watch it today with company, but she didn't come over, so we'll watch it a different time.
Well, there we go. Right now, while I'm making dinner, we can watch that.
There you go. On the front of Revenge of the Fifth, because it is Star Wars week, Star Wars month, after his review of Hondo, the dads, not always on wrestling, will feature our top 10 characters in a galaxy far, far away. Yes, that is Star Wars characters. That's on the 5th. And on May 4th, of course, May the 4th be with us all. And yes, this is the May, thanks to the Mandalorian. Our coverage of Backlash will be this Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, after his review of Peter Pan and Wendy. And of course, we'll follow that with Open Mic Night, and we'll be featuring throughout Open Mic Night exclusive footage I'll be shooting this coming Thursday in a galaxy not too far away. That's a misnomer on the label, but I will be I'll be at Galaxy's Edge at Black Spire Outpost coming up on May the 4th. So we'll be having footage from there.
Hey, look who just popped in.
Who
He took a nap.
Hiya, Josh.
This is the May. Josh, you missed all the shells, all the everything, but that's okay.
It's all right.
You know
It's
what?
Almost done.
Because Josh just came in, can we jump back real quick and bring up that NFL slide for him?
Yes.
Yeah, let's bring up who's going to Cleveland. There you go. Cedric Tillman from Tennessee, Siaki Hakai from Baylor, DeJuan Jones from the Ohio State, Haziah McGuire from Missouri, Dorian Thompson-Robinson from UCLA, Cameron Mitchell from Northwestern, and Luke Weipler from the Ohio State. There you go, Josh. You got some
learning, kid.
Hopefully help the Browns maybe get to the playoffs this year. You never know.
Again, most of the names you see that are on one team, the lower they get, they're going to be on the practice squad. They're going to do the thing. They may or may not get cut. They may or may not make the show. So we'll see how it goes. And Josh, as much thanks. Some of these picks I wasn't sure of, but I trust Jim Schwartz. We got a lot of Ohio. Yes, they did. The Ohio boys stayed in Ohio, so that was cool. I dug that. That was nice. So and
next week, Dori's in charge again, because later that weekend is the weekend we've been hyping for the better part of at least 3 months. And that, of course, is Heroes and Legends 19 on Saturday, May 13th at the Evergreen Smoky Mountain Lodge and Convention Center. You saw the slideshow. Thank you, Renegade, for that great opening intro with all the talent that's going to be there. We are going to be there in force, getting pictures and meeting the superstars, and we want to meet everybody out there, part of the official group. We don't have a table and all that, but we will be out there. And because of what's happening that weekend, I had to switch my work schedule around. So I will be working on the Tuesday the 9th so I can have the 12th and 13th off to go to the show and spend time with, of course, Sam Knight, who's coming into town the day before. We're going to have a great family trip out there. And so next week is Dori Lou's Sports Bar. And just like always, as she's done in the past 2 weeks, and I'm certain she'll do it again, she's going to do a great job, which she has been doing progressively every week. It just keeps getting better and better and better. No problems, nothing like that. She's doing her homework. She provided more notes and stats than I did. Hey, there's an accomplishment in itself right there.
Yeah, there you go.
So absolutely.
And
go ahead, Jeff.
no, you're good. You're good. I'm tired. I'm babbling. Since Josh popped in, we'll go ahead and do his socials since he's here.
There you go.
Follow Cleveland Combatant from nerdq.com on Twitter at CatholicJosh122, on Instagram at Malamangram. Also, our buddy Zach, who popped in here and there, he had to get back to work. On social media at Zach Nelson on Facebook, DJ Bayside High on Instagram, and the greatest Twitter handle in the history of the known universe, Fluffy Madden God, over on the Twitter, as Noah Foster would say. And, of course, you can follow our lovely barkeeps if this freaking thing will let me switch the goddamn – come on.
Technology at its finest.
Dog shit. You can work. Thank you. You can follow our resident barkeeps on the social, on the Twitter, at Hathaway Lou, at LBStack97. And, of course, all our technology, good and bad, whether we like it or not, is Stepway approved. So there is that.
So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for commenting on the comments. Thank you for the super chat. Have a great Star Wars weekend. Rest of the NHL playoffs. Dori will see you next week. I will be back the week following to report everything as what's going on, especially with the King of the Mountains. May the 4th be with you and Revenge of the 5th. This is the May. I love you all. Stat Boy out.